hats and the big business politicians, now one and the same thing in the person of Labour Lord Alan Sugar, the reality facing young people in this economic crisis need not have any bearing on the vacuous advice they decide to offer up to us, as anyone who caught Lord Sugar on ITV's Tonight Show last week will know. In fact, reality is best ignored if you're one of the fat cats or the big business politicians, because any reality check would quickly reveal that the pathetic attempts of this government to solve youth unemployment is having practically no effect. Any reality check would clearly highlight how young people in particular are being made to pay the price for a crisis not of their making. And what is it that young people are being asked to sacrifice in this crisis? Any chance of a decent future as mass youth unemployment takes hold and education is ruthlessly cut and restricted. But of course, if you're this government, with this government's track record, if you don't like reality, you can deny it or try and cover it up. And the Future Jobs Fund, or Future Jobs Fraud, as we're calling it in Youth Fight for Jobs, can help do just this. It allows plenty of attention-grabbing headlines about creating opportunities for young people, but it in fact siphons off more public money to the private sector and massages those pesky unemployment statistics that keep on creeping up. But of course, if we're talking about headlines, then today we're on to some new ones, because the lid has been blown on the lie that this government is trying to do anything at all. In the Observer today, the headline, "Secret Labour Plans Axe Spending on Training for Young People," has been broken. Just to quote a little bit from this report, apparently Gordon Brown stands accused today of misleading the public over his much-vaunted plans to help young people through this recession. Leaked documents show the government is planning drastic cuts for its flagship plan to train a new generation of apprentices. So while Brown and his ministers have suggested that there are rising investment in training, skills and apprenticeships, behind the scenes they're preparing some £350 million worth of cuts. So what should young people do about this? Or maybe we could return to Lord Sugar briefly to see what he has to say. Now, don't let the fact that there aren't any jobs out there get to you. Showing more determination to get those jobs will solve that small problem, according to Lord Sugar. The little difficulty of competing with hundreds of other interviewees for a single vacancy, well, that's easy. All you need to do is look the employer in the eye and convince them that you're the person for the job. Let's just hope that everyone else doesn't have as good a wing as you. And if you can't get into the university because of the slight issue of an increase in applicants and a decrease in places, well, show a bit of passion would be Lord Sugar's advice. In other words, the big business politicians couldn't care less. Any moment now, they'll be telling you to get on your bike and sling you up. And this is the age-old lie of capitalism. Those who don't get on simply haven't tried. This, of course, is absolute rubbish, and that's what Youth Fight for Jobs exists to expose this lie. This attitude grates against the day-to-day reality that young people face. Well, young people have clearly had enough of being patronised like this. If the entrepreneurial spirit means grovelling at the feet of the super-rich who have made their fortunes on the back of ordinary hard-working people, then we want none of it. Youth Fight for Jobs will make the likes of Brown, Mandelson and Sugar face reality. And that reality will include young people organising themselves, unemployed youth, students and trade unionists, and forcing the big business politicians to listen to us. Youth Fight for Jobs will be at the forefront of any future movements of the youth, demanding socially useful work that pays a living wage for all those that want it, demanding education and training for all those that want it, demanding a break from the big business policies that have proved their inability to deliver any of this to us. We will make the likes of Lord Sugar our apprentice, and we will tell him what sort of future we want. And if he can't come up with the goods, then what will we say to him? Lord Sugar, you're fired.
Hey.
On November 28th, called by Youth Fight for Jobs, will act as a wake-up call for all of these out-of-touch politicians. The bigger the demonstration, it goes without saying, the bigger the wake-up call. Everyone here should be there, determined to do everything they can to ensure that the November 28th demo is as big as it possibly can be, to ensure that every young person in the country, every trade unionist knows that the demonstration is happening. Go back to your local communities, your workplace, your college, your universities, and make sure that everyone knows this is happening. This demonstration has the potential to act as a lightning rod for the anger and the frustration of millions of young people. Let's add the voice of the young to the fight back against this rotten capitalist system. Let's add the voice of the young to the struggle for socialism.